All right, let's dive into a story that feels like it's been pulled straight out of science fiction. The AI research lab Anthropic has built a new model that they claim is so powerful, so capable, that they're actually refusing to release it to the public. We're going to find out exactly why.
So that's the central mystery here, right? How can an AI be too dangerous? What does that even look like? It's a question that people in the AI world have been thinking about for years, but now, well, it's not a hypothetical anymore.
Just really let that sink in for a second. We're all used to getting the latest, greatest AI tools almost the second they're announced. But what happens when that next huge leap forward is a tool that could cause really serious harm if it fell into the wrong hands?
And look, this isn't just me speculating. These are the exact words from Anthropic, the people who made the model. They are telling us straight up that what they've built has crossed a critical line, that it's better than almost any human at finding and using security flaws in the very software that runs our world.
Okay, so let's officially meet the model at the very center of this storm, Claude Mythos. And as you're about to see, every single thing about it, even its name, is a pretty big deal.
The name Mythos, it comes from ancient Greek for utterance or narrative. And honestly, it's a fitting name because this AI is writing a completely new narrative for what we thought was possible. So Mythos is a brand new tier of AI, a huge step up from their last top model, Opus. The internal code name was, funnily enough, Capybara, but its performance is anything but chill. We are talking about a performance jump that is 4.3 times bigger than their usual trend. But here's the real kicker. They're holding it back specifically because of its offensive cyber capabilities, and only a tiny, vetted group of organizations can get their hands on it. Now, making big claims is one thing, but you've got to have the data to back it up, right? Well, Anthropic released a ton of benchmark scores that really show just how massive this capability leap actually is. So let's get into the numbers. This one chart says it all. This shows the incredible jump in coding ability. This particular test, SWE Bench, sees how well an AI can solve real-world software issues. Opus was already amazing at over 80%, but Mythos just blows it out of the water at nearly 94%. That isn't just an improvement, that's a whole different ballgame. And it's not just coding. Just look across the board here at these super advanced reasoning tasks. We're talking graduate-level questions, complex math. Mythos isn't just beating its predecessor. It is setting a brand new high-water mark for the entire AI industry, leaving its competitors in the dust. And just to really hammer this home, this number right here, this represents the single biggest jump over Opus. That's a massive 55 percentage point gain on solving advanced math proofs. I mean, that is just a staggering increase in pure reasoning power. So we've established it's a genius. It's got incredible reasoning, logic, and coding abilities. But that raw intelligence, that isn't why it's being kept under lock and key. The real reason is what happens when you point that level of intelligence at one very specific target: cybersecurity. In just a matter of weeks, Mythos on its own discovered thousands of zero-day vulnerabilities. And let's be super clear here. These are security flaws that nobody, not even the creators, knew about. There's no patch for them, which makes them the absolute holy grail for hackers. And it found them everywhere. And these were not minor bugs. We are talking about historic, deeply hidden flaws. It found a bug in OpenBSD, one of the most secure operating systems on the planet, that had been hiding in plain sight for 27 years. A 16-year-old bug in a critical video tool that had been missed by 5 million automated tests. And maybe the scariest part, it figured out how to chain multiple bugs together in the Linux kernel to gain total control of a machine. This isn't just good for an AI. This is expert, if not superhuman, hacking skill. So this brings us right to the core problem for Anthropic. What on earth do you do when you create a tool this powerful? It's what the industry is now calling the capability conundrum. This is probably the most important slide to understand. There are two different kinds of risk here. Anthropic says Mythos is their best aligned model ever. It's not going to go rogue and decide it hates humans. That alignment risk is very low. The problem is the offensive capability risk. The tool itself is so incredibly powerful that in the hands of a bad actor, it could unleash devastating cyber attacks. It's not an evil AI, it's a dangerously powerful tool. So what's the solution? You can't just stuff this genie back in the bottle. Anthropic's answer is something they're calling Project Glasswing. The whole idea is to turn the weapon into a shield. They've built a consortium to use Mythos for defensive cybersecurity only, to find and fix these critical bugs before the bad guys can use them. And yeah, this is not a small effort. Just look at this lineup. This is a who's who of the biggest names in tech and finance. You've got Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, NVIDIA. When all of these companies get in a room together, you know the stakes are unbelievably high. And access is not cheap. For these partners, the price is a cool $125 per million output tokens. That's 5 times the price of their previous top model. And that price tag just highlights how valuable and how exclusive this new capability really is. The launch of Mythos, even in this super limited way, is a brand new chapter for the entire AI industry. So the big question is, where do we go from here? Well, for right now, access stays locked down tight with Project Glasswing. But we can expect a public report in the next 3 months or so detailing what they've found and what they fixed. And looking further down the road, the big goal is for this group to help write the new rulebook for how to secure software in the age of AI. And that right there, that's the bottom line. That's the huge shift this whole thing represents. For years, the big scary risk in AI was alignment, making sure the AI shares our goals. Mythos changes that entire conversation. This is the first time a major company is holding back a model, not because it might turn evil, but because it's simply too powerful a tool, a concept known as dual-use risk. It's a massive precedent. And all of this leads us to the final, and frankly the most critical question of all. Mythos is the first AI to cross this line, but it absolutely will not be the last. As these systems get more and more powerful, we have to ask ourselves, how do we, as a society, prepare for a world where tools of this immense power can be created but can't be safely shared with everyone? That is the question Mythos leaves us with.